So I'm no stranger to Linux, and I'm sure many of you aren't either. I mean, if you clicked on this video, you probably know your way around Linux. You probably love it. So I'm not even going to bother preaching to the choir. We all know it's great. We know 2026 is the year of Linux. It's the year of the penguin. But fundamentally, my workflow and my life still revolves around my MacBook and Mac OS, using Lightroom, editing videos. It's just a more familiar interface for me and allows me to have a laptop to bring to and from wherever I want, to work where I want. And it's just what works best for my workflow with all the software I use. But I still had a Windows desktop in the background there. You see it's running Linux. That's the whole point of this video. I finally switched over my desktop to Linux, and there's a couple of reasons why, and there's a few reasons why you should probably do the same. This whole conversation in my head started of like, should I switch my desktop PC from Windows to Linux? And I decided to go with CachyOS, which we're going to get to later on in the video. But this whole conversation started from my brother and his PC messing up. He's got a PC that runs Windows. Something happened. It just didn't boot. We tried a bunch of little things. It didn't work. So we had to move over to doing a fresh install. And while we were talking about, potentially having to reinstall Windows on it, I tried to convince him to move over to Linux. I tried to push a little bit more of a friendly distro on him, something like Fedora, maybe Ubuntu, nothing too advanced, just to kind of ease him into there. But the problem is he plays a lot of games that have anti-cheats, so League of Legends, Valorant, CSGO, which I think actually works on Linux. But he required Windows because he was locked into those games with that anti-cheat. So he couldn't switch over and he needed Windows for that reason. But maybe you guys could leave a couple comments and maybe push him closer to our side. And maybe he'll partition part of his drive. Maybe as Linux gaming grows, it's in a good spot right now, but as they push forward, maybe kernel level anti-cheats will be, maybe it'll be a workaround, or maybe it'll just be a complete thing of the past. Either way, he had to stay on Windows. So as we began a fresh install of Windows on my brother's PC, the questions in my head about my own desktop became louder and louder about why the hell I'm still running Windows on it. And the first thing that bothered me about the installation was the fact that you're just running a fresh install off a USB with an ISO. It requires you to have an internet connection to pull the latest updates. Now, it's not the end of the world. I get how, okay, we want to pull the latest stuff, the latest updates, the latest security patches, whatever. Fine, we could probably look past that. But the fact that you need a Microsoft account to get past the installation and onto your desktop is crazy to me. I don't see a world in owning your tech where you can install the OS and just have the option to not log in to an account that's like tied to the computer and tied to you. It just doesn't really make sense. I'm sure some of you will have an answer of this is how you could skip it in either the terminal or some command you could run. I don't know. But the fact that the everyday user can't just log in, install Windows, even Apple, the guys who have been known to lock down everything and force you into things, allow you to set up your MacBook without immediately logging into an iCloud account. You could just use a MacBook, especially older ones. If you want a couple generations old, you want to get a good deal on a laptop that works, you could use it without an iCloud account, but you can't do that on a Windows installation, which is kind of crazy. Not only did it bother me, but it bothered my brother as well. So he's forced into using this, but immediately when he saw the login screen, he was like, bro, we can't get past this, seriously? And then proceeded to just log in with his stuff because he literally had no choice. He doesn't use any of Microsoft's services, but yet he needed to have his Microsoft account logged in, which then brought me to the next question in my head of, why am I using Windows if I'm not using any of Microsoft's services? I don't use OneDrive, I don't use Copilot. Actually, I don't think anybody uses Copilot, but I don't use any of the Microsoft services. They're not things that I need. I don't need any of their software. I don't need Microsoft in my life. So that's when I was like, it's time to finally move this PC over to Linux. I had a spare NVMe drive lying around, which, I don't mean lying around. I was using this as an external hard drive, but I bought this a long time ago, had an enclosure for it. I decided to dig it out, format it, and then pop it in my PC. I decided to go with CachyOS for two main reasons. The first is you guys. So in a couple of other Linux videos, I was recommended to try out CachyOS. People were saying performance is great, they love it. The problem with CachyOS is I don't think it's well suited for beginners. So if you're looking to replace Windows, you'd probably want to look at something like Zorin OS, which is really user-friendly, or Fedora. These all support Flatpaks natively, so once you install it, there's an app store. And Flatpaks aren't the best from what I've heard in terms of performance, but to ease you into Linux, if you're looking to replace Windows and just ditch it, I think those distros are way more user-friendly. If you want performance and you want to bridge, you're like going from beginner to kind of intermediate, you're in between, I think CachyOS is a great thing to try that out and kind of push yourself to the more intermediate side of Linux. It's not so much having to get the same distro as someone you watch, either me or someone else, or maybe in the comments. Everyone loves sharing the distro, which is great. You guys can let me know if you're using one in the comments, or maybe you're thinking of getting Linux. But it's not so much about having to pick the perfect distro, but it's about having to pick the distro that suits your needs. So if you're just a beginner guy or girl, pick one that's a little bit more user-friendly, and then you could always switch and move over as you kind of dive deeper into the world. I started with Fedora. Well, actually, I started with Ubuntu a long time ago, but Fedora was like the next thing I jumped into, and then I tried Ubuntu again, and then I went to EndeavourOS. So you'll jump around, you'll distro hop, and it's fun. It's a great little world to dive into. And now I've landed on CachyOS, and I'm very happy running it as a daily driver on that PC. I think performance is great, and it's kind of gotten me a lot more familiar to using the terminal, where to the point where I'm just comfortable using Pac-Man and installing apps that way, which is not something I thought I'd be doing. Like if you would have told me, I don't know, even 5 years ago, like, yo, you'd be using Linux as like a daily driver on your desktop PC, I'd be like, yeah, right. I'm not, why would I use Linux? Windows works just great. And Windows does work, but Linux is just way better. So real world performance in CachyOS is pretty damn good. It definitely starts up faster than Windows, and I'm pretty sure it starts up faster than my MacBook as well. But the reason I'm mentioning startup time is because I think that's a good real world indicator of speed and performance. If you boot up Windows, you get the little spinning bar, and then, okay, you get into OS, and then it's a little bit sluggish for like a good 5-8 seconds, and then it's kind of usable. With CachyOS, or a lot of any other distros of Linux, to be honest, that I've tried, you kind of just boot up, you're in, and that's it. You're in. You could start doing whatever you want. To see a computer boot up like this and just be usable, I think is a good real-world indicator of efficiency. So that's why I'm mentioning that. In terms of other performance, of gaming performance, or matching Windows in games or outperforming it, I didn't go as nitpicky as to just test out frame rate and see like, okay, Windows is getting 60, CachyOS is getting 55. I'm just using it real-world usage. The CachyOS games that I ran just as well as Windows. In terms of just not noticing anything, it just boots up, it all works. And the fact that Steam optimized for Linux now with Proton and all that stuff, Linux gaming has come such a long way. If you're a Steam gamer and you don't play any of the other games that require an anti-cheat like Valorant, League of Legends, the ones I mentioned before, Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever, maybe Call of Duty is a big one for a lot of you. It's a huge game. And Fortnite, or any other games I mentioned. But if you play a lot of Steam games, it might be worth a shot, at least partitioning part of your drive for Linux. Besides gaming, you could do anything on Linux that you would normally do on Windows, especially since nowadays you got a lot of apps that are web-based or have a web-based version. So things like Notion doesn't have a Linux version yet, but you can access it in the browser. And especially since, I said especially a lot, but especially now that Linux is growing, like I said, it's the year of the penguin, people and developers are kind of prioritizing Linux in a different way and kind of working towards better support in there. Plus, you got a lot of software that allows you to have translation layers to run Windows apps, or VMs that allow you to run Windows apps. There's a lot of different things you could do. But for the everyday user, you could do everything on Linux. You could do your emails, you could browse the internet, you could read articles, you could watch YouTube videos, Netflix, anything you could think of. You could probably just do it on Linux. So that wraps it up. I finally switched that thing over to Linux, which brings me one notch closer to going full Penguin. I think the next step up would be ditching my MacBook, which I don't know is ever going to come. So I might just never go full Penguin and only stay Penguin from the waist down, which sounds weird, but I'm going to leave that in anyways. The point of this video wasn't necessarily to say everyone needs to switch from Windows. I think if you're happy with it, that's fine. We all have our own personal thing. But if the route Microsoft is taking with Windows bothers you, there's things you could do about it. You could switch to a more beginner distro of Linux that gives you that kind of familiar Microsoft Windows feel. It just functions very similarly, and you could easily replace Windows with that. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what distro you're using, what tips you may have, maybe distros for beginners in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.